Hey guys, welcome to the Massive Iron Channel. I am Steve Shaw, editorial director of TigerFitness.com. And guys, I actually lift weights. I actually lift things called barbells and dumbbells. Can you believe it, guys? Can you believe it? Now look, in this topic, I want to talk about an article I wrote today. You can find it linked below. It was a brain drain. It was a topic I didn't know much about, but I did some research today, got my facts straight, and pieced this sucker together. So please check it out. Again, it is linked below. This article is on beef protein powder. Now, a few years back, there was only one brand of beef protein powder. I believe it was Carnivore. At the time I tried it, it tastes like drinking blue raspberry toilet puck. I didn't like it. So I forever set aside out of my brain the possibility of ever drinking a beef protein powder again. Now, since that time, we have seen tons of beef protein powders explode onto the market. Currently at TigerFitness.com, there's at least 8 to 10 top quality brands. And by top quality brands, I mean by big name companies. Now, here's what you need to know about beef protein. So don't click away yet. You're going to want to hear this. Researching beef protein, I wanted to know what exactly beef protein was, because when you or I think of beef protein powder, we think of what? We think of meat. We think of red meat. We think of somehow they took this red meat and made it into a powder, and we think, yeah, it's manly and full of testosterone and full of gains, etc., etc. But what I found out about this stuff, and some of you guys might know this, most of you guys don't, is that they take the parts of a cow that aren't needed, the parts of a cow that are just extra, and they turn these parts into a protein. They take it from things like skin and bones and tendons and ligaments and even ears, guys, even ears, stuff like that. They take all these parts of a cow and they turn it into a protein. So what you're actually drinking isn't red meat. What you're taking is these unmentionable parts of a cow, these unmentionable parts of a cow, and they turn it into a powder and they sell it. Interesting enough, it's hard to properly flavor a beef protein powder. So most of these companies are making things like fruity flavors, like blue raspberry and fruit punch. So really, you know, you're drinking a blue raspberry flavored cow's ear powder, or whatever you want to, think, however you want to think about it. So guys, just know that I'm not pro or con beef protein powder. I just want you to know what I found out, that it's not beef protein at all. It's just all the extra parts of a cow turned into a powder and stuck into a canister. So that's what it is. That's what it is. Cow's ears, cow's anus, cow's nipples, everything, just whatever. It's put in there, ground up, made it, whatever process they use, and it's made into a powder. Now, one of the other interesting things I found out in my research, and I looked at 8 top brands. 4 of them had added glutamine and creatine. 4 of them had added glutamine or creatine. Now, these supplements, it's debatable. Creatine is an extremely popular supplement. We all know that. It's in every pre-workout. It's the most researched, supplement in the market, etc. Glutamine is also a very popular bodybuilding supplement. But on their own, they sell well. But when you see them in a protein powder, you have to ask yourself why. Now, there was a big issue with amino spiking, a big controversy with amino spiking this year. Companies were adding glutamine, whey protein companies were adding glutamine and creatine into their powders. This would elevate the protein content, but keep the cost down. So you'd be getting actually less whey per scoop, and the protein companies were benefiting because their costs were going down. So about half of these beef proteins that I looked at had added glutamine and creatine. Now, I'm not saying they were spiked, but you can figure it out. Maybe these companies put it in there for your own benefit. Maybe they thought a little bit of creatine or glutamine was good. Whatever the case is, you just need to know the facts that there's added stuff in there, and per scoop, you're not even getting what you think you're getting as far as beef protein. Now, another interesting thing is these labels that have glutamine, these proteins that have glutamine, beef proteins that have glutamine and creatine, don't list how much they have on the label. So it's anyone's guess what's actually, you know, how much of these substances are actually in the protein. Now, let's talk about quality, beef protein quality. You know, when you're talking parts and pieces and extra pieces of a cow, you're going to have a very inconsistent powder. Now, if you take a bunch of cows and put them all on one big gore assembly line, I'm sure it all evens out, but do you know what you're actually getting? Do you know what is going into what? Maybe one company is using more hooves. Maybe one company is using more ears. Maybe one cow is using more udders. Maybe one cow is using more, one company is using more cow vaginas and anuses. Who knows? This sounds ridiculous. It sounds silly, but guys, that's what they're using. They're using the skin and the bones and the connective tissue, etc., etc. So this sounds gross, but it is a reality. Now, again, I have nothing against beef protein. I just want you guys to know exactly what you're getting. It's not red meat. It's all the extra cow parts. Personally, and this is just my opinion, but it's not that dissimilar to dog food, taking all the extra parts and feeding it to a dog. They're taking all the extra cow parts and feeding it to humans. Now, why are companies getting into this market? Why are companies getting into this market? Well, because whey protein costs are extremely expensive, and the whey protein market is extremely competitive. So these companies are getting in there because there's more profit margin and there's very few companies actually in there. So they can put out this one product, make a little extra money off this product. There's nothing wrong with making money. That's what businesses are in business to do. But that is why some of these companies are putting out beef proteins, because they can make a little bit extra money and maybe help with their overall profit. So, just to recap, those of you guys thinking about beef protein or in the future thinking if you should try it, just know what you're getting. It's not that red meat that you think you're getting. It's not some form of powdered red meat. It's various cow parts. Use your imagination. A lot of gross cow parts we can talk about that could be added in there. Me personally, I find it disgusting thinking there's a chance I'm drinking powdered cow's anus, powdered cow's ear, powdered cow's vagina, whatever. I don't want any part of it. And, you know, to think it's blue raspberry flavored cow's vagina or anus, nah, it's just not for me. So you guys make up your own mind if you want to try these products. As for me, the big hairy ugly dude, I am sticking with whey. So guys, again, check out the full article link below. It's over at tigerfitness.com. So guys, as always, thanks for watching and have a great day. Please subscribe to my channel. I appreciate your support.